just can't stop, won't stop hustling. But I just
What up, grinders and grinders? It's your guy, the Black Abstract. Get locked in once again, and I appreciate y'all for it. Do me a favor, before we get started, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and all that good stuff. So apparently, with the new CDC rules, they are requiring toddlers to wear masks now. Yes, kids have to wear masks. I believe the ages are 2 and up, which is mind-boggling because throughout the whole pandemic, they weren't required to wear them indoors. Some people didn't even have them wearing them outdoors. So I don't understand where this is changing and why it's changing like this. So this is what it says here at WGRZ. Said calls are growing louder to reverse New York State's guidance that says children 2 years old and older in daycare centers and summer camps must wear masks. And it's the thing, these kids have to wear these masks all day. It's not like like how you walk into a bar. Not saying kids are walking in bars, but you sit down, or a restaurant, you sit down and you take the mask off. These kids have to wear this mask from the time they go to daycare to the time they leave daycare. Same thing with summer camps. Many of these children are not eligible to be vaccinated against the coronavirus. Both the Dems and the Republicans lawmakers say they want to see changes to the guidance, which caught both parents and child care providers off guard. One provider said it's just really hard to think of a 2-year-old stuck in a mask for 9 hours a day. That's kind of harsh. And they said there's been widespread reaction from parents and child care providers to the state's new mask mandate for daycares and summer camp. I think that's torture for these little ass kids, man. You can't. I remember I seen on the news one teacher was saying like it's hard to emote emotions to them because they can't see your facial expressions. So if you're upset or you trying to discipline them, or you being jokingly with them, they don't know how to take it. These kids, this generation of kids is going to grow up to be socially awkward because they wearing masks. A lot of them opted to not go back to school, these high schoolers, because it wasn't mandated for them to. But this is messed up, man. Imagine you being a kid and gotta wear a mask for 9 hours. 9 hours. I could barely wear my mask for 20 minutes when I'm in a grocery store somewhere. So let alone 9 hours. If I had to go to work and wear a mask all day, I would quit. I absolutely probably would just quit. Because that's just torture. You know what I mean? And I got asthma and shit. So I need all the little air I could get. But it said the mask mandate has been put in place for children and staff who are not vaccinated. Last summer, children were not mandated to wear masks. Like I said, most people were understanding. There were a few parents that were pretty upset about it. Felt that 9 hours in a mask for a child was not reasonable. Absolutely, I agree 100%. It's not reasonable. It says I would never thought the tools would have left it on. Criticism to the mask mandate has drawn reaction from both the Democrats and Republicans, wanting to see guidance reversed or revised. I think the governor should do the right thing and rescind the directive or explain why it's necessary, says State Senator Rob Ort, a Republican. Knowing that the days are numbered here just in terms of days left in the legislative session, what realistically could be done to revise this guidance or get it reversed? Simple vote, just like the curfews or the food with the alcohol, or simple majority vote of concurrent resolution by the Senate and Assembly, or it said. I don't know, man. A lot of people blaming Cuomo. Like I was doing business with this guy Friday, and this guy is like, he's just like an extreme Republican, but he's a poser because he always, I'm not wearing a mask, I will never. But he's the first. When we go to a store, he's the first one to throw a mask on. Oh, I'm not getting the vaccine. He already got both the shots. Then he goes in the store. Oh yeah, I told him I wasn't wearing a mask, and they said I had to put one on. I left. Well, you got vaccinated. That's the only reason you're saying it. If you weren't vaccinated, you would be just fine and dandy wearing a mask. he's just a sheep in wolf's clothing. But but he was flipping out saying, "Oh, you see what that asshole Cuomo did?" And I'm like, dude, like this ain't Cuomo. Cuomo ain't got nothing to do with this. Not saying he doesn't, but like we gotta stop making Cuomo the scapegoat for everything. Yes, I dislike Cuomo, just like the next New York Stadium. And I don't even know if that's a thing. I just made it up. But listen, he ain't the CDC. He not the healthcare specialist. I believe, if I'm not mistakenly, he also seen the issue with it. Uh, but as a governor, you got to see how it plays out first, and then I guess you step in. Or like he could just they could just make a vote and decide to just get rid of this entirely. But we gotta stop. Listen, I love the fact that we use Cuomo as a scapegoat. I have no problem with it. I have absolutely no problem with it. But come on, I don't think you can't blame him for this. He didn't put this in play. If he approved it, then yes. I don't know. I don't think he approved it though. CDC is just their own entity. But we'll see if he takes some action to try to reverse this, because it's just not fair to these little ass kids, man. That's just torture, dude. It's gonna be 90 degrees out some days, 80 degrees out, and they running around with masks on. Like, that's crazy. What if a little kid or a little boy a girl got asthma or some kind of, allergies or whatever? You know what I mean? Like, I guess that would help if you got allergies, to block out the pollen or whatnot. But you guys get what I'm saying. It says Assembly member Patrick Burke, also a Democrat, released a statement. He said, as a father of 3, the idea that children as young as 2 years old will be required to wear masks at summer camps and daycare is frustrating and non-sensational. I don't know if I said that word right. But at a time where we are easing mask restrictions statewide and seeing the lowest COVID infection rates in months, this new guidance came as a shock to me, as well as many parents and child care providers. I want to make it perfectly clear that I'm opposed to the new restricted mask guidelines that are a sharp change from the guidance daycare providers have been following throughout the pandemic. New York State must work with camps and child care providers to find a solution that both make sense and keep our kids safe. I am fighting against this policy, and I will take any action I can to reverse this misguided decision. Another senator said, just when New Yorkers thought we were moving beyond the reach of the governor's crazy, arbitrary edicts, he struck again yesterday with outrageous mandate that children as young as 2 years old in the daycare settings must wear masks. So I'm guessing, Governor Cuomo did have a say-so, the final say-so. Listen, I'm not into politics like this, so I really don't know how it works. But hey, I guess he has to oversee and approve everything. So guess he did. If that's the case, then get on his ass. It said if the Democratic majorities in the Senate and Assembly hadn't extended the governor's emergency authority, this insanity would have been a thing in the past. Instead, here we are trying desperately to move forward and free ourselves from senseless restrictions while our governor continues to hold us back to maintain his power. If the administration doesn't rescind this, the legislators' leadership must as soon as possible. That was a typo on there. And let me know what you guys think. Post your comments below. Are you for it or are you against it? Are you still wearing your mask? Have you taken your mask off? Do you have the vaccine? Do you not have the vaccine? Let's talk about it. I'm thinking about getting the vaccine. I haven't gotten it yet. Thinking about it. Post your comments below. The next time. Peace.